welcome back to the John Fitzgerald Gymnasium as we get set for our second game of the night. Bishop O'Dowd and Cosumnes Oaks getting ready to play. Bishop O'Dowd, the three-time state champions here in the state of California. Cosumnes Oaks from Elk Grove coming off a great season last year. Both teams, however, are 0-1 here in the early season. Hello everyone, I'm Dave Cox along with Matt Fowler as we get set to tip this one off. Should be a tough game. Don't know much about Cosumnes Oaks, a fairly new program. They've only been around for 11 years, but the area has grown. They were a Division IV team when they started off. They're all the way up to Division I, so that area has grown. The school has grown. And Bishop O'Dowd, we know they've been a perennial power in Northern California. Their league record over the last 9 seasons, 100-0.
Can you say that again for the people that didn't believe what you just said?
Yeah, 100-0 in league play.
So you know who the favorite is going into this game.
Well, I mean, you have to, but I mean, thing is, Bishop O'Dowd is 0-1 on the year. They lost to Oakland, and we'll see. You know, Cosumnes Oaks is a proud program. They had a great year last year. They went 25-6. Cross-court pass goes out. Bishop O'Dowd in the white with the gold and black trim. Shot clock about to expire, and they didn't beat it. So Cosumnes Oaks right away establishes some tough defense.
And for Bishop O'Dowd, it looked like right before the shot clock was expiring, they were going for some sort of an alley-oop pass, and it looked really disjointed there on their first offensive possession.
Patrick Roth in his first year as the coach at Cosumnes Oaks. Here comes Bishop O'Dowd running the floor. And our first basket of the night, Kennedy Johnson with the lay-in in the open floor. So already Bishop O'Dowd saying, okay, if you're going to be that tough in the half court, we're just going to beat you down the floor and then take a 2-0 lead.
That was a great outlet pass, too.
Long pass ahead, and that one's laid in nicely by Jada Holland. Bishop O'Dowd is rocking and rolling here in the early going. 4-0 lead. Cosumnes Oaks, the Wolf Pack, trying to get on the board now. Nice cut underneath. But Bishop O'Dowd has the rebound. Holland pushing the pace again and lays it in. Holland has 4, and it's 6-0.
Dave, this is more offense in the first 2 minutes than we saw in the whole first quarter of the last game.
Quick timeout taken by Cosumnes Oaks. Coach Patrick Roth.
And don't forget that tonight's game and all the games today's first round.
And you can bet that Bishop O'Dowd, as you mentioned, Dave, they're 100-0 in league play. You can bet that their mindset is just to get the other team into the here we go again mode and not give them any chance. So they're well on their way to doing that as of now.
Another steal for Bishop O'Dowd. That is the thing that Cosumnes Oaks is really going to have to worry about, is taking care of the basketball.
Rare miscue there.
So the team's even now with a couple turnovers apiece. 6-0 lead for Bishop O'Dowd. Cosumnes Oaks is going to bring in some fresh legs right now and see if they can get on the board, trailing already 2 possessions. And just early going is key. If you get behind by 10, 12, 14 points early on, your confidence wanes. Could be a difficult night. If they can get on the board and keep it close here early on, withstand this onslaught by Bishop O'Dowd early on, and now they'll get some free throws. So yeah, maybe Jordan Rosetta will go to the line.
The best way to do that is Rosetta steps to the line is just see the ball go through the hoop, and it can do wonders for your confidence from a mental standpoint.
That one is good by Rosetta. And Cosumnes Oaks is indeed on the board. So here we go, settle in, get ready for another good ball game. We saw Sacred Heart defeat Eastside Prep in our opener here of the 2018 Cardinal Newman Classic. Nice drive to the rack. Holland has 6 points here in the early going.
Everything coming easy for Bishop O'Dowd.
Malik McCord in his 10th year coaching this Bishop O'Dowd program. They were the first ever Open Division champion back in 2013 when the CIF created that, and now we get a charging call.
Player control foul on number 4.
That foul went against Jasmine Hest, her first team foul. Out ahead it goes. Holland tries a pull-up this time. Offensive rebound. The Dragons doing a lot of things right here in the early going, but Cosumnes Oaks is fighting hard. Both teams lost their openers this year.
That foul's on Kayla Hankins. That's her first.
Foul call. Hankins.
Even though Cosumnes Oaks is down by 6, you got to feel a little bit better about the way they played these last couple of minutes. There's a foul on Bishop O'Dowd.
That foul is on Abigail Paglia. That's her first.
Cosumnes Oaks throws that one up, and a travel call. Great shot by Raynette McCrae, but the travel call just before she was kind of falling over sideways and tossed it up. Could have been a foul, could have been a travel. Travel it is. 8-2 Bishop O'Dowd.
We've cut the lead to 4.
That one rolls to the line, so over and back. Bishop O'Dowd has now turned it over 3 times.
And that was almost a 5-point swing. Cosumnes Oaks very fortunate there.
Offensive rebound for the Wolfpack. Throws that one up. She took the bump. Nice job by Hess to work her way to the line, but she was thinking more. She did a nice job of throwing that up with the left hand.
That foul's on number 21, Abigail.
So Hess will go to the free throw line.
Jasmine Hess to the line, shooting 2.
Got it. Cosumnes has scored all 3 of their points at the free throw line. I think Eastside Prep would have been a much closer game down the stretch had they been able to shoot better from the free throw line, especially in the first half.
And if you look at it from Cosumnes Oaks' perspective, there's 5 minutes gone by in this game. They've scored 4 points and they're only down by 4 to a team that, as you see, a nice defensive play there.
Yeah, take away by McCray. 4 turnovers by Bishop O'Dowd, so Cosumnes Oaks is showing that they are able to play some serious defense as well. And a foul, a little bump going down that baseline. That's going to be the 15th foul against the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons.
Just to finish my thought there, Dave, if you would have told Cosumnes Oaks they'd score 4 points in nearly 6 minutes, they wouldn't think they'd be only down by 4 at this point. So they got to be pretty happy about where they're at.
Nice drive to the basket, little head fake. Nice defense by Bishop O'Dowd. Holland out in front of the pack. Holland fighting for the rebound and picks up the foul from behind. Holland very aggressive that time. I think she was a little disappointed that she missed the lay-in, so she tried to make something happen and was maybe a little too aggressive.
And we're obviously very early here, but if Cosumnes Oaks could win this game, it would be a huge upset. So their mindset has to be just hang around until the end if they can do it.
O'Dowd with the steal. I'll tell you, one team that's watching this game very closely right now is Regis Jesuit. They're down at the end of the bench from us right now, and they're watching. Because they play, if they win, they play the winner of this game tomorrow night in the semifinals. So, you know, that's where they want to be.
And I was walking by Regis Jesuit, and they were all having fun laughing, and I asked them, somebody can dunk on this team, right? And they all laughed. So you'll see who that is here soon enough.
Pass goes awry that time. 4 turnovers apiece for these teams here in the first quarter. 1:40 to play here at the John Fitzgerald Gymnasium. Dave Cox and Matt Fowler bringing you the action tonight here on day 1 from the Cardinal Newman Classic.
Almost a travel there.
Got out of that double team nicely. The Dragons with the drive and dish.
That's good defense there. That's great defense by Cosumnes Oaks.
Skylar McLaughlin a little short off the front rim that time. 1:23 to go here in the first quarter.
But they couldn't collect it, could Cosumnes Oaks. So back to Bishop O'Dowd. Both offenses stuck in neutral. Another turnover.
That one no good. Offensive rebound, McLaughlin. TJ Murphy blowing the whistle. Bishop O'Dowd will substitute here with 1:05 to go in the quarter. Dragons have been stuck on that 8 number for quite a while. Cosumnes Oaks called a timeout and really ratcheted up the defense a couple notches. Imagine the coach said something kind of like, see how fast this is going, guys? This is the level we have to play at. We want to hang with this team, and they have definitely done that since then. Little bump, lost ball. Ball will stay with Cosumnes Oaks.
And I think Cosumnes Oaks, obviously, I think they can play a lot better than they're playing right now in terms of the score production. So they have to be pretty happy with going into the second quarter against a superior team like Bishop O'Dowd. The score with what it is, and it just changed right there as they bring themselves within 2.
Sanaya Williams makes it a 2-point game. So I think for Cosumnes Oaks, you can put a positive check mark next to this first quarter unless something really goes wrong here in the last 30 seconds. Almost turning that one over, and then that, well, the whistle, I don't know, I thought they were going to call travel. They did. 5th turnover.
Yeah, she picked the ball up, and it was in the heat of trying to get the possession, and she just picked up the pivot foot.
She was more worried about carrying it, or turning it over, as we used to call it back in the day, but she kind of let it go, and then as she regathered the ball, she shuffled her feet. Here comes the outside shot for Bishop O'Dowd, and that is good by Hankins. Kayla Hankins makes it 10-6. Cosumnes Oaks will play for the final shot of the quarter now. And the foul call, that's going to be 16 fouls against Bishop O'Dowd, only 1. So Cosumnes Oaks could really hang in there if they can continue to be successful from the free throw line. So far tonight, they're 4 for 4 from the stripe. So we'll see if they can continue that trend as Williams steps to the free throw line for the Wolfpack.
And that is the Cardinal sin, although they don't pay it there, but fouling right at the end of the quarter like that, that possession was disjointed. And Bishop O'Dowd fortunate that they didn't give up any more points to the line there.
So that's the end of one. 10-6. Bishop O'Dowd by 4. We'll take a break and be back with the start of quarter number 2 here in the Cardinal Newman Classic first round.
At George Peterson Insurance, we support the communities we serve and live in. You'll find us helping out at the Boys and Girls Club and Sonoma Humane Society, collecting food for the Redwood Empire Food Bank, and more. It's our goal to make our neighborhoods a better place. We're invested in your success. For over 75 years, George Peterson Insurance has been serving our communities and customers with top-notch service and competitive pricing. Find out what we have to offer. George Peterson Insurance, we've got your back.
All right, 10-6 as we start the second quarter. Good job by Cosumnes Oaks.
Nice defense. Key here is
Bishop O'Dowd trying to run the floor now. Holland, nice shot. She had 4 points in the first. Now she has 8 overall as she stops and pops.
the key here for Cosumnes Oaks, taking care of the ball, valuing every possession, because you don't know how many possessions you're going to get against a team like Bishop O'Dowd, as we've seen another turnover there and a foul.
Talked about that 2013 Bishop O'Dowd team. It was the first team to win an open CIF state championship. They had, check this out, they had 9 players that went D1 on that team, and they were ranked #1 in the country that year. So that tells you what this program
9 players that went D1.
Yeah, that's pretty good depth right there.
Out of how many on the? Oh yeah, that's decent. That's all right.
In and out that time, but an offensive rebound. Bishop O'Dowd gaining control again as Kennedy Johnson fights for the board and gets the putback. The lead quickly back up to 8 here at the start of the quarter.
What you want to do, if you can, if you're Cosumnes Oaks, is just breathe. You were in the game. You're down by 8 now. You're still within striking distance. And you just want to hang around until you can hopefully steal one at the end. Swarming defense.
Bishop O'Dowd takes it away. 3 on 2, 3 on 1, really. Yeah, you're right. And here comes another offensive rebound for the Dragons. Nice fight for the rebound again. That was Johnson. Another offensive rebound. That time it's Hankins. And finally, Bishop O'Dowd steps on the line, so they turn it over. But 3 offensive rebounds in a row right there. That is not good if you're Cosumnes Oaks.
Cosumnes Oaks very fortunate that one of those didn't turn into points. And they can't keep making those types of mistakes.
Almost turned it over. 3 on 2 now for the Wolfpack. Shot blocked, and then stepping on the line, Kennedy Johnson blocked that shot. Cosumnes Oaks came down with it, but stepped on the line.
And as you see, Bishop O'Dowd, even when they make a mistake, they recover so quickly, and it's almost not fair if you're Cosumnes Oaks.
That was McCray for Cosumnes Oaks. And there's a foul on Cosumnes. That's only going to be their third team foul.
That foul's on Raynette McCray. That's her second. 2.
All net on the first one. Maya Bonner. And Bonner gets them both. Maya Bonner. First free throw attempts of the night for Bishop O'Dowd. So both these teams are doing a pretty nice job from that area of the game. A steal for the Dragons. Holland doesn't get it, but she will go to the line. Jada Holland with 8 points so far, and she'll get a chance to add to that.
Bishop O'Dowd, as you see here, Jada Holland with the steal, starting to assert themselves as a team, starting to create some separation. And this does not look good going into the half. These last 5:32 here if you're Cosumnes Oaks.
Lead built up to 11 now. And Holland is a big part of that with 10 points. And Coach Patrick Roth for Cosumnes Oaks is going to take a timeout, just a 30. So let's visit the bracket one more time. We'll update this tonight. We've seen already, you can put Sacred Heart Cathedral over to the right in the win bracket, Eastside College Prep over to the left in the loss bracket. The winner of this game, Bishop O'Dowd, Cosumnes Oaks, will play the winner of the Regis Jesuit Minlo Atherton game. And again, Regis Jesuit is ranked number 23rd in the country by USA Today. The team from Aurora, Colorado, hoping to have a big tournament here in California.
That's going to be a big game. Regis Jesuit. We're going to see some dunks in that game, Dave. It's going to happen.
You're predicting that? You're going to come right out of the gate?
I am predicting that. You can write it down.
Okay. Cosumnes Oaks with the basket.
Nice easy shot there. That's what they need. They need easy shots, and they need better defense is what they also need.
Kaylani Fox scored at one end for Cosumnes Oaks. And then quickly at the other end, Bishop O'Dowd returned the favor. Bishop O'Dowd with another steal. Trying to keep the possession, but Cosumnes Oaks comes down with it. Fox in the open floor, short off the front rim. Nice rebound that time for Johnson. She has 3 boards.
Trying to get a foul there.
Holland back to Johnson. And Cosumnes Oaks comes down with it. Fox doing a nice job getting the possession that time for the Wolfpack as Jasmine Hess brings it across, spins. Johnson with her 4th rebound, way out in front of the pack, but missing with the left hand was Kaylee Myers.
Bishop O'Dowd just giving these gifts to Cosumnes Oaks, these easy baskets. They're not converting, letting them hang around, but Cosumnes Oaks can't make them pay on the other end.
Nice steal. And the lay-in with the left hand by Rosetta.
One of the very few easy baskets of the night there, Dave. Jordan Rosetta. And what I was going to say is if you can somehow get it to single digits by halftime, if you're Cosumnes Oaks, you will feel very good. Great defense there. It's the ball back to Cosumnes Oaks.
Wholesale substitution for Bishop O'Dowd with a 10-point lead. 3:10 to go, second quarter. And another steal, but Cosumnes Oaks gets it back. And you can see Cosumnes Oaks a little out of rhythm right now.
Yeah.
It's tough early in the season playing against a team that presses this hard, because it's something obviously you've worked in, but you've worked on it against yourself. You haven't worked on it in a team that runs it this effectively and is this fast.
Right, and while I do agree with you, Dave, I do think a lot of these wounds for Cosumnes Oaks are self-inflicted. They just need to slow it down a little bit, and they'll be in a much better position as Bishop O'Dowd, can't get the pass, the possession back there. And I think they just need to play a little bit more half court. Don't try and play so fast. It doesn't lend itself to good results for Cosumnes Oaks.
Penetration by the Wolfpack, and going to the line after the offensive foul is McCray.
Seeing the correlation there, ball movement. You look at what they did. They had 4 passes on that play, resulting in a couple of free throws. They need to move the ball more. When they're stagnant with the ball, it results in turnovers.
Raynette McCray making it a 9-point game. Cosumnes Oaks trying to hang in there. Cardinal Newman, the home team, will play in our next game, a 7 p.m. matchup against Ensenada. Jada Holland gets it up. Nice dish underneath, and the lay-in with the left hand by Skylar McLaughlin.
Just seems like Bishop O'Dowd, their baskets are coming so easily, and for every basket
Cosumnes Oaks trying a 3.
Oaks tries to get, they just have to exert so much energy, and they're now down by 11 with under 2 to go.
And a 30-second timeout taken by Bishop O'Dowd, so they've taken a couple, or that's their first, excuse me. Cosumnes Oaks has taken a couple. Great start to this tournament here at Cardinal Newman High School. We've seen already Sacred Heart win and move ahead. See if they can match up well against the winner of the Cardinal Newman Ensenada game. So I'm not sure if Sacred Heart is going back to the city. You're seeing a lot of teams are staying in Windsor, the Holiday Inn. New facility up there hosting some of the teams from this tournament. We know Regis Jesuit is staying overnight, right? They're not flying home tonight. No, not driving back.
They could. I mean, you know, the technology nowadays. You know.
We have the Sonoma County Airport that is flying a lot of places. Nice job trying to get that one up. An offensive rebound falls right into the hands of Rosetta, and she gets the basket. So Jordan Rosetta cuts the lead to 9. Bishop O'Dowd at the other end, fighting hard. And a foul will take it to the other end. 1-1 now.
A little bit of a momentum swing here.
Well, and the fouls are big. That's the 8th team foul against Bishop O'Dowd, even though it's only 1 minute and 33 seconds. Cosumnes Oaks might get a few free throws here with the clock off. That's a nice way to score.
Jones to the line, shooting 101.
Doesn't get the first one. Doesn't really help you if you can't hit the front end.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Pass goes high. Bishop O'Dowd's turned it over 8 times. So Cosumnes Oaks has had some possessions.
And if the score stays the way it is, I know we still have 1 minute and 25 left, but even if the score were to stay the way it is, you gotta feel like that's a win for Cosumnes Oaks.
Nice job beating the press, but Jada Holland gets back and blocks the shot.
Holland just said, "Get out of my kitchen. That is not happening on my watch."
Yeah, just about when you think you're finally going to get a fairly easy lay-in.
And it looked easy, too.
And that was batted away.
I like the aggressiveness of Cosumnes Oaks to try and go inside, get these easy layups.
Nice pass. Can they convert? In traffic. Tough shot, no good. Bishop O'Dowd has it. Johnson has 6 rebounds for the Dragons here in the first half. A minute to go. Holland kicks it into the corner.
Wide open.
3 ball on the way, no good. And a nice rebound by Cosumnes Oaks. Tasha Henry. Holland tries to catch up with this one and does, but can't quite keep it in bounds, so it'll be Cosumnes Oaks with 41-4 to go.
They're not going to be able to go 2 for 1 here, and somehow they get the ball back. To slow it down a little bit here.
Try to penetrate that defense, and always, once they get it down in there, they've been able to get that first step, but once they get in there, there's always a defender waiting for Bishop O'Dowd. They do a great job of helping, converging on the ball handler and cutting them off. 9-point lead for Bishop O'Dowd, 22 seconds left. They'll probably hold on for the final shot here with the shot clock off. Try to make it a double-digit lead going into the locker room. They shoot quickly. Nice rebound. Cosumnes Oaks is Rosetta. Now Williams loses the handle. Jada Holland gives a glance to the clock, lays it in strong, and that will do it for the first half.
And Dave, what did I say? If it stays the same, you'd feel like it's a win for Cosumnes Oaks, and indeed that's exactly what happened. I think Cosumnes Oaks goes into the locker room and they make adjustments. They have a shot at stealing this one at the end.
So 22-13, a 9-point lead for Bishop O'Dowd over Cosumnes Oaks. Both teams playing some pretty tough defense. I think that's what we saw right there is 2 teams that pride themselves on defense. Will they get the shots to drop? Who will come out with the hot hand in the second half? That's a team that could get the momentum and could win this one.
And inevitably, there will be second half adjustments for both teams, but the scary part is Bishop O'Dowd, I don't think, is playing anywhere near their capability. So we'll see what happens in the second half.
All right, 22-13. Bishop O'Dowd will be back with highlights and more in just a moment.
Highlights presented by Meade Clark Lumber Company, locally owned and part of the community for over 100 years. With the right information and the right materials, Meade Clark is the right lumber yard. So shop where the contractors shop, at Meade Clark Lumber. Are you searching for a great high school experience? Cardinal Newman is the only Catholic college preparatory high school in Santa Rosa. Be a part of a community where you will be known and supported during these key years of growth. Be a part of a fun and positive student body who embraces challenge and responsibility through faith, academics, service, visual and performing arts, and competition. Learn how to apply at cardinalnewman.org.
Oaks, the Wolf Pack, trying to get on the board now. Nice cut under. And we're getting ready for the second half of play. Bishop O'Dowd and Cosumnes Oaks. Encinal Jets are taking some, doing some warming up right now. Bishop O'Dowd at the far end. Let's take a look at some highlights of that first half. And we saw Bishop O'Dowd really get out and run the floor, use defense to set the tone for their offense. And Jada Holland really led the way for them.
He did. As you can see
nice
here,
one of by Cosumnes Oaks.
Yeah, one of the few easy buckets for Cosumnes Oaks, and they just had, as you see, a couple other buckets. I mean, every bucket that they got was hard fought, and then on the end of the Bishop O'Dowd, you see a nice steal there. But you know, we play these highlights, and you would think that Bishop O'Dowd was down, but in reality, they're up by 9 points. Probably should be up by about 15, but Cosumnes able to keep it close. As you see, a nice short jumper there. And it was just easier on both ends of the floor for Bishop O'Dowd.
Jada Holland led all scorers with 10 points in the first half. See Bishop O'Dowd working the ball around a little bit and get the offensive rebound right there, and a strong putback. That was Kennedy Johnson laying that one in. There's an open floor basket. Nice lay-in by Callie Myers. It's her lone basket of the night. And then you see Skylar McLaughlin down low. So that's where we stand, 22-13. Bishop O'Dowd over Cosumnes Oaks. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter of play here in the Cardinal Newman Classic in just a moment.
Insurance, we support the communities we serve and live in. You'll find us helping out at the Boys and Girls Club and Sonoma Humane Society, collecting food for the Redwood Empire Food Bank, and more. It's our goal to make our neighborhoods a better place. We are invested in your success. For over 75 years, George Peterson Insurance has been serving our communities and customers with top-notch service and competitive pricing. Find out what we have to offer. George Peterson Insurance, we've got your back.
North Bay Elite AAU girls basketball attending the top NCAA showcases in the country, with former players competing at the NCAA Division I, II, III, and NAIA levels, winners of 2 Pacific District Level 1 national qualifiers. For the best in girls AAU basketball, it's the North Bay Elite. Highlights presented by Meade Clark Lumber Company, locally owned and part of the community for over 100 years. With the right information and the right materials, Meade Clark is the right lumber yard. So shop where the contractors shop, at Meade Clark Lumber. Are you searching for a great high school experience? Cardinal Newman is the only Catholic college preparatory high school in Santa Rosa. Be a part of a community where you will be known and supported during these key years of growth. Be a part of a fun and positive student body who embraces challenge and responsibility through faith, academics, service, visual and performing arts, and competition. Learn how to apply at cardinalnewman.org.
And we are ready for the start of quarter number 3. Waiting in the wings after this one, the Ensenada Jets. They will be taking on Cardinal Newman. Got a Snapchat and Instagram a few people before the game, obviously.
Well, yeah. It's 2018. You got to do that.
Watch me. I'm going to be on YouTube on ysn365.com. Nice defense again by Bishop O'Dowd. Holland with a long pass right on the money.
Nice
but the block. Williams got back with the block. We saw some great plays right there on both ends of the floor. It was a terrific pass by Holland, but an even better block by Williams. Cosumnes River no good. Trying to keep it alive.
That chase down block, that was like LeBron James on Andre Iguodala there. Okay, I'll calm down.
22-13, 7:20 to go, third quarter. Bishop O'Dowd with a 9-point lead over Cosumnes Oaks. Two great programs. Cosumnes Oaks, a fairly young program, only in their 11th year, and that's a nice drive to the basket and score by Bonner. Amaya Bonner with 4 points. Holland had 10 in the first half. Wide open underneath. McCray.
That is what Cosumnes Oaks needs to do more of, and they got a turnover there as Bishop O'Dowd couldn't quite collect it.
Cosumnes Oaks turned it over 11 times in the first half, but Bishop O'Dowd now has 9 turnovers, so the Wolfpack has been able to create some havoc with their defense as well tonight, and I've been impressed with them. It's a team that's going to win a lot of games this year. They won 25 last year, and I think they'll probably get right back near that number again this year. Cardinal Newman and Ensenada are coming up next. The nightcap, Menlo Atherton against Regis Jesuit of Aurora, Colorado, ranked number 23 in the country.
I am looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. And of course, you know, we'll be back tomorrow with the semifinals, 7 o'clock and 8:30. We'll have them live for you right here on ysn365.com and our YouTube channel. Nice steal right there. And a foul or a timeout was taken just before that. Coach Patrick Roth in his first year as the head coach here, but showing some savvy right there as he was able to get that timeout.
Was that before the turnover?
Yeah, just before the ball was turned over.
Very smart.
Yeah, nice job. That's the third turnover taken by Cosumnes Oaks. So they're down to just a couple.
We want to
We'll take a look at some replays.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the Cardinal Newman Classic.
See, right before that, he had the attention of Andy Noonan, who was way back on the backside. Coach McCord was not too pleased with that call, of course.
And I don't want to get too technical, but I think Cosumnes Oaks caught a break there, because at what point does she actually lose possession? I think it was rather early in that possession, and so I think they caught a break there. But with the way Bishop O'Dowd has been playing, they'll take whatever they can get.
Can't really see all the way back, but yeah, right there the whistle was blown. It was really close as to whether they got that timeout before the ball was turned over. It was almost instantaneous.
When we get a chance, if we can, let's replay that chase down block.
Oh, that block was incredible, yeah.
We definitely need that on replay. Close to a backcourt right there.
Backdoor cut. Cosumnes Oaks fighting hard. And they didn't quite beat the shot clock there.
Actually, I think
they did, yeah.
They
that
got
ball
it
was out of the
just
hands.
in time.
Yeah. And that ball definitely hit rim.
And they can't get anything to drop, and the score is still a 9-point game.
That foul's on Williams. That's her second. First team foul.
Lead is still 9. Nice steal. And a block. Once again, that was Kennedy Johnson that time. McCray had the steal, had the lane, but Bishop O'Dowd doesn't give up many easy baskets.
And as you see there, nice block.
Seen a few of those.
Just nothing coming easy for Cosumnes Oaks. But again, 5 minutes and change to go, and they're down single digits. What can they do with it? That's an easy layup. I will venture to say, Dave, that is the easiest layup for the night for Cosumnes Oaks.
Jasmine Hess does the honors there for the Wolfpack, and the lead is 7 for Bishop O'Dowd. Sacred Heart Cathedral Prep won the opener. They're in the win bracket. Foul underneath as they go to the post. Kennedy Johnson, who has 4 points and 6 rebounds for Bishop O'Dowd so far tonight. She was pushed from behind.
Second team foul.
Travel.
And there's travel. So a good opportunity now for the Wolfpack to cut into this lead a little bit at 24-17. See if they can tighten things up, but Bishop O'Dowd gets the steal. 12th turnover of the night for Cosumnes Oaks. Put back good. Getting back there and getting the rebound. Johnson, her 7th. That one at the offensive end. There's a steal by Holland. Jada Holland, nice bounce pass ahead and the lay-in. That was pretty. Kayla Hankins.
Just when you think that Cosumnes Oaks is going to mount a comeback, 4 quick points for Bishop O'Dowd. They're back up by double digits.
And Cosumnes Oaks takes yet another timeout. They're down to just 1. Coach Roth sensing that this is the time, or this one's going to get away from them. Check out that offensive rebound by Johnson. She has 7 boards, 6 points so far tonight. And here's Holland with the beautiful pass ahead.
Dave, what it is this the 50-50 balls. Bishop O'Dowd is getting every 50-50 ball No breaks are going the way of Cosumnes Oaks, and that is why Bishop O'Dowd has an 11-point lead with 4:29 remaining.
I want to really thank our sponsors helping us out covering the action here tonight, particularly Nordby Construction, making this possible for you, Cardinal Newman High School, North Bay Elite.
And we'll see Emma Nordby in action later tonight.
Yeah.
Their father, Craig Nordby, helped us out with sponsorship, so we want to thank him for that.
Cosumnes Oaks has some coming back to do right now. They're going to have to really get hot here, continue to play good defense. They've done that tonight. They get it across nicely. Good ball movement. And another block from behind. Johnson this time. Nice offensive board for McCray, but Johnson was in the right place at the right time and swatted it. There it goes.
And you can see there just Bishop O'Dowd swarming on every ball. Nothing is easy. Whenever Cosumnes Oaks has any sort of opportunity, it's just insanely difficult. Even the easy ones just are not that for Cosumnes Oaks.
Little stutter step jumper from the outside. Nice rebound. Hankins with her third rebound of the night. There's Johnson going up strong. Hankins dives in. Johnson ends up with the ball somehow. And it's taken away by the Wolfpack.
A lot of heart from the Wolfpack.
McCray got that steal. And they are not out of it. Down by 11. About a quarter and a half to go. Bounce pass underneath. Shot no good by McCray.
That's a smart play, but McCray just rushed it.
There's Holland down the lane, and she's fouled. McCray got a little bit of the wrist that time. That's her second, third team foul, so now Cosumnes Oaks starting to rack up some fouls.
That's her fourth. Jada Holland to the line, shooting 2.
Impressed with the free throw shooting for Bishop O'Dowd so far.
This one's starting to get away from the Wolfpack. See if they can make a push near the end of this quarter.
Steal by the Dragons. Cosumnes Oaks trying to keep it in play, can't do it. Three fresh Dragons coming into the game now for Bishop O'Dowd. Coach Malik McCord in his 10th year does a nice job of shuttling players in and out. 3 ball off the mark. Rosetta had the rebound, but another takeaway. Another 3 opportunity that time by Sacred Heart. They haven't taken a lot of those. And that ball was thrown off the leg of one of the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons. So here comes Cosumnes Oaks now, back up the floor here, trailing by 13. And if you're Coach Patrick Roth, you have to start looking at the clock. Still over 11 minutes to go in this game, but if you don't start making some headway, you may have to go to plan B. There's a 3. That's a great start for them in terms of making a comeback is Jordan Rosetta. That's their first 3 of the night. In fact, that's the first 3 for either of these teams tonight.
3s cure all ailments.
Well, that's one thing we're going to see a lot of from Cardinal Newman. They're a great 3-point shooting team. And nice job hanging in the air and scoring.
Jenna Kelly.
Yeah, Jenna Kelly, who's a strong player for this team, makes that one. Jenna
She Just committed a
5'11".
foul there.
Kilty at the other end. She's a junior. There's that three by Rosetta. Got to start making use of your possessions if you're Cosumnes Oaks. 2 minutes now to go in the third, down by 12. And they turn that one over.
Just a miscommunication there, and that's just, you don't want to be too harsh on anybody, but that's, you just can't make those mistakes against a team like this.
Yeah, and that's 16 turnovers by Cosumnes Oaks. That's what they're going to look at in terms of what do we need to improve, what do we need to do against better teams like this, and you got to take care of the ball for sure. That's step one. Bishop O'Dowd will try another three. Going to work on some outside shooting. Nice rebound, pass ahead. That was Rosetta getting it to Williams, who can't hit it. And Kilty gets back on defense and ties it up. Possession arrow favoring Bishop O'Dowd.
She heard the steps, and that's just unfortunate. I mean, that should have been an easy layup, but just the way that Bishop O'Dowd has had the Wolfpack disoriented tonight was a microcosm of what's happened the whole night. And we say all this, and you would think by the way we're talking that they'd be down by 20, but they're only down by 12.
No, they've hung in there, and that's because of their defense. They have played good defense all night long. Teams can have shooting slumps, but if you're a good defensive team, you rarely have a night off in terms of that success. Minute and 15 to go. Kilty, and that's a travel.
See, that's good defense by the Wolfpack right there.
Exhibit A.
See if they can hit a three or just cut this deficit to 10 or even 9 somehow. They'll feel pretty good going into the fourth.
High pass underneath. That one's thrown away. Another turnover by the Wolfpack. They've been stuck on 20 for a while. 50 seconds to go. Kilty got the roll. That's a three. 5'11" guard. And she shows why with that touch from the outside.
And if you want to know how the night's gone for Bishop O'Dowd, and conversely for the Wolfpack, as they get 2 points back there, that three-pointer tells you.
Shot clock is off. Nice block. 6 seconds. Rosetta brings it across. And almost a lay-in. Boy, that would have been a momentum swing right there had they been able to hit that. Jones got a pretty good look at the basket. Couldn't get it up and over the front rim. And it's 35-22 at the end of three. But a pretty good push for Cosumnes Rogues. It's a team that's very proud. You can tell they don't go down easy. They fight hard, although they're up against a very good team tonight.
They don't go down easy. They do fight hard. But if you look at halftime and you look at the end of the third quarter, they've added 4 points on all that work, and they've added 4 points onto that deficit. So you can't feel too good for Cosumnes Oaks, but you got 8 minutes, and let's see what can happen.
No doubt. 35-22 at the end of three. We'll be back with a final quarter of this one in just a moment.
At George Peterson Insurance, we support the communities we serve and live in. You'll find us helping out at the Boys and Girls Club and Sonoma Humane Society, collecting food for the Redwood Empire Food Bank, and more. It's our goal to make our neighborhoods a better place. We are invested in your success. For over 75 years, George Peterson Insurance has been serving our communities and customers with top-notch service and competitive pricing. Find out what we have to offer. George Peterson Insurance, we've got your back. At George Peterson Insurance, we support the community. At George Peterson
North Bay Elite AAU girls basketball attending the top NCAA showcases in the country, with former players competing at the NCAA Division I, II, III, and NAIA levels, winners of 2 Pacific District Level 1 national qualifiers. For the best in girls AAU basketball, it's the North Bay Elite.
The final 8 minutes are on the clock, and here we go. Nice lay-in. Cosumnes Oaks gets a basket to start the quarter.
So you have 8 minutes here as we have a foul on Cosumnes Oaks. But you have 8 minutes, and you try and break the quarter down into quadrants. So you look and you go, by the 6th or the 5th minute, you win it by single digits. And then from there, just try and grit one out and steal one. A lot of game left to be played here.
So Bishop O'Dowd at the line. Hankins has had a good game. That's the first miss of the night for Bishop O'Dowd from the free throw line. And Hankins misses them both, but there is Johnson with her 8th rebound of the night.
That's a killer.
And a fresh 30 seconds for Bishop O'Dowd.
If they convert here, I mean, I know we sound so bleak, but just everything that could possibly go wrong for Cosumnes Oaks has gone wrong, yet they find themselves only down 11.
And I'm sure Coach McCord realizes that he's not quite out of the woods yet against this team. Holland hasn't hit a 3 tonight, almost got that one. Rosetta with the offensive rebound, but the steal at the other end, and Rosetta gets the block. Jordan Rosetta, great player. She's a senior here, 5'11".
This will be the 4th chance this trip down. Six chances now.
Holland inside. Holland again. Oh, what a rebound. Wow, what a play that time by Hankins.
9 chances. Count them, 9 chances.
Wow.
To finally score 2 points.
And Hankins had a couple of great offensive rebounds during that sequence. It's a 13-point lead now for Bishop O'Dowd.
And that sequence has just got to be absolutely demoralizing for the Wolfpack. They played such good defense.
Here we go.
Well, you know, when you sign up for this tournament, you have the opportunity to play some great teams. And, you know, like I said earlier, a lot of teams will shy away from that. Other teams will say, yeah, that's what we want early in the season. We want very tough matchups. We want to really strengthen ourselves as a team. Most high school coaches will tell you that you get better by playing better teams. .50 to go.
Wolfpack still fighting hard.
Yeah, they continue to hang in there. Couple possessions in a row where they get things going and they can cut this lead.
Somebody's open, double team, but that's what Bishop O'Dowd does.
Yeah, that's good defense. They factor into that corner, put on the double team, but they get the stop at the other end. They just keep coming up with stops.
Can it translate into offense? No.
Johnson bringing it up the floor. Big bump right there. And that's going to be the
foul.
Blocking foul. I thought maybe they'd give her a charge on that, but
you know what?
Not quite. It was close.
I've seen a lot of charges, blocks in these last couple games. And
yeah, she was moving.
She was moving, but at the same time, you can't just run over somebody. So there is that. I do think the officiating has been fine these past 2 games, and I just think that the breaks have not gone their way.
Kennedy Johnson gets them both, and a timeout taken here by Bishop O'Dowd. So we'll step aside here. It's 39-24, 5:14 to go. Bishop O'Dowd with a 15-point lead here in the Cardinal Newman Classic on YSN.
Highlights presented by Meade Clark Lumber Company, locally owned and part of the community for over 100 years. With the right information and the right materials, Meade Clark is the right lumber yard. So shop where the contractors shop, at Meade Clark Lumber. Are you searching for a great high school experience? Cardinal Newman is the only Catholic college preparatory high school in Santa Rosa. Be a part of a community where you will be known and supported during these key years of growth. Be a part of a fun and positive student body who embraces challenge and responsibility through faith, academics, service, visual and performing arts, and competition. Learn how to apply at cardinalnewman.org.
At George Peterson Insurance, we support the communities we serve and live in. You'll find us helping out at the Boys and Girls Club and Sonoma Humane Society, collecting food for the Redwood Empire Food Bank, and more. It's our goal to make our neighborhoods a better place. We are invested in your success. For over 75 years, George Peterson Insurance has been serving our communities and customers with top-notch service and competitive pricing. Find out what we have to offer. George Peterson Insurance, we've got your back.
Cosumnes Oaks trying to cut into the lead, down by 15, 5 minutes to go. Still got a chance to get back in this game. It's batted out of bounds.
But Dave, if you look at what Bishop O'Dowd has done methodically from quarter number 1, they were up only a little bit at the end of the first, and they've just slowly expanded. And for the Wolfpack, I'm sure they looked at the end of the first and then at the end of the second and said, you know, we could do this. We're only down by 9 at halftime. And they only added 6 points onto that lead, but it feels like so much more, doesn't it?
No doubt about that, but like I say, Cosumnes Oaks keeps coming up with stops. So let's take a look here. We got Bishop O'Dowd. Looks like they may be moving over to the right, and they'll play the winner of Regis Jesuit, Minlow Atherton. Cardinal Newman will play in the next game against Encinal, and the winner of that game takes on Sacred Heart Cathedral. They knocked off Eastside College Prep. Nice job slicing to the hoop by Hankin.
Baseball pass, nice, but couldn't quite collect it.
Turnovers mounting, that's 18 by the Wolfpack. See Patrick Roth looking a little frazzled at this point. Tough first round matchup for sure.
And I don't believe Bishop O'Dowd has hit a 3 at any point tonight.
No, just one. That was by Kilty.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she had that third quarter 3. Here comes Holland now.
She got the shooter's roll on that one.
Stops. 14-footer, no good. Another rebound for Hess. She's had a couple here in the last couple minutes. Nice bounce pass ahead. Oh, nice basket by Rosetta. She swings it up and in. make it a 15-point game.
I don't think Cosumnes Oaks is really concerned about the score at this point. I think they just want to execute and play well.
There's Johnson laying that one in. Lead back up to 17. That last touched a Bishop O'Dowd Dragon. Cardinal Newman and Encinal coming up next. Kind of interesting, the Encinal football team was just up here last weekend to take on Cardinal Newman in the NCS playoffs. Game won by Cardinal Newman. They advance to the semifinals tomorrow night. Nice lay-in down the lane by Fox. So I'm just executing a nice little set piece right there. As we approach the 3-minute mark, and for the first time tonight, Bishop O'Dowd is going to slow the pace down just a little bit. Try to get Cosumnes Oaks to pull out of the zone. Holland penetrates and does not get the roll. Nice job by Rosetta. She's had a great ball game. 13 points and 5 rebounds for Jordan Rosetta for Cosumnes Oaks. And here comes another wholesale substitution for Bishop O'Dowd. 5 on, 5 off. It's one way to do it.
So Bishop O'Dowd taking out their first unit, and they have this one, you would think, well wrapped up with the way they played. And what did you say that record was in the Open, Dave?
100-0 in league play.
100 in league play. When's league play start?
Yeah, most teams start right after the first of the year. Playing a couple tournaments. Get ready after January 1st to play for league titles.
See, this is what Bishop O'Dowd is doing. They're putting the rest of the league on notice, as if they didn't already know.
Yeah. Good ball movement. A 3 ball on the way. Nice rebound for Cosumnes Oaks.
The only inconsistent thing about Bishop O'Dowd's game tonight is the three-pointer. As we mentioned, they've only hit 1, but they haven't needed it with their great defense and great inside play.
Rosetta steps inside the three-point line. Not sure why she would do that in that situation. A 3 would be nice, and that 6 inches she gained by stepping in wasn't really going to do a lot for her shot, as Bishop O'Dowd now will chew on a little clock. 1:45 to go. And Kilty fires up a 3. She has been the lone three-point shooter. Jenna Kilty all net on that one. Her first one kind of rattled the rim, and
they all
showed that
the
it was
same.
no fluke. Yes, they do. Rosetta tries one. That time she did stay beyond the arc.
She
and
should
here
try
comes
another
Kilty.
one. She won't do that. It's fun sometimes late in the game. You like to see individuals go for a few individual accolades, but $18-point lead for Bishop O'Dowd. They have this one salted away.
There's a 3. All right, that was Abigail Pasilla.
She gets the steal right there.
Yeah, they heard you talking about their three-point shooting, and they said, okay, we got to show this guy we can shoot some threes. There's Kilty again. In and out.
Okay, I won't say anything else.
Here comes Cosumnes Oaks now in the open floor. 21-point lead. Bishop O'Dowd just slowly but surely, methodically putting this one away. Don't think we can shoot threes? Well, what do you call that?
I never said that they couldn't shoot threes. I said that they have not to this point.
All right.
To which they then immediately proved me wrong.
Yep, they did.
If anybody wants the winning lotto numbers, I will give those to you after the broadcast.
Aaliyah Wilson at the line gets 1 of 2. Kilty with her second rebound. Or excuse me, that was actually Mace
Nice
Keating.
give and go, but
Kilty
couldn't
tries to
finish.
lay it in. And a nice scoop to the rack by McLaughlin. Skylar McLaughlin's had a nice ball game for Bishop O'Dowd. 30 seconds to go.
You like to see this, Bishop O'Dowd and Cosumnes Oaks playing right to the end.
Wilson shot off the mark. 13 seconds to go.
So how well did Bishop O'Dowd assert their dominance tonight, Dave?
Well, it was slow and methodical, but they definitely showed what they can do, and I think they're just scratching the surface in terms of their capabilities. And we may see what they can do later in this tournament as they win this one 51-29, so you can move them to the right of that bracket in the win area. And they'll play the winner of Regis Jesuit and Menlo Athearn. Either way, that's going to be a great semifinal matchup tomorrow night.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to seeing this matchup with Cardinal Newman here.
Yeah, Cardinal Newman and Encinal is next. We'll take a break right here as that was the final. Bishop O'Dowd with a 51-29 lead. Cardinal Newman and Encinal coming up in just a moment here in the Cardinal Newman Classic on YSN.
North Bay Elite AAU girls basketball attending the top NCAA showcases in the country, with former players competing at the NCAA Division I, II, III, and NAIA levels, winners of 2 Pacific District Level 1 national qualifiers. For the best in girls AAU basketball, it's the North Bay Elite.